It's a Monday, and we're here to do Monday things.
What were you talking about?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Monday Show. My name is Scott, and that is Carter.
It's me, Carter.
The day after Father's Day, the day that all daughters were reminded that if it wasn't for me and my passionate night of love with your mom.
No?
No? Okay.
Nope.
Maybe
Didn't like it.
Okay, how about my
Just stop.
skills in helping raise and teach.
There you go.
And guide.
No, I like this. This is better.
Okay, that's better?
Yeah.
All right. We won't get into the... Was that your knuckles?
Yeah, sorry.
That sounded crazy on mic. Do that
pinky.
again. Can you do it again?
I can get a couple.
Get the it was a bunch. It was like...
Yeah. Well, that's because I got it all at once.
Can you do your back? Let's hear your back. Listen.
I don't know if it'll happen.
Listen. Oh, I can't hear it.
Oh, it didn't happen. It wouldn't. It's not working.
Sometimes there's no air in there. What are you going to do? Anyway, welcome to
You know what I can
thing.
do?
What can you do?
Listen to this. Listen to this.
What was that?
Those are my shoulders.
Can you do the other one?
Those are both of them, but I can do them on command. Here, ready?
Do it again. Oh my gosh, dude.
Don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't think in the long run you're going to be like, I don't know, you're going to be like 40 and go, oh no, what have I done?
Or all my joints will be fantastic. Who knows?
Actually, yeah, you don't know. I got. Hey, you want to hear something cool?
Yes, I do.
I've been dying to show the chat this. So Carter got me these little bitty
Oh, yeah, for Father's Day.
pop toys.
They're Wii and they're Star Wars.
They're a little pop toy box with little Star Wars guys in them. That's the
Can I
R2
see
box. One? Yeah. Hold that up while I show them a full-size R2 unit here.
Because I'm pretty sure... I can. They do come out.
Yeah, you got to be careful. They come out on a little... Oh, wait. Let me put yours up. There you go. It's like a little stand.
It's like a little guy and you pop him back in the box.
So here's a full-size boy.
Well, he's not full-size.
Now let's compare them. Well, he's not full-size, no.
Well, it's hard to compare him when we're on different cameras.
Yeah, also this is blurring weird, but... Beep, boop, beep, boop. Anyway, isn't that cool? And there's a whole set. This is my favorite thing I got for Father's Day. And Taylor's shirt, too.
That's the only things you got for Father's Day.
Well, I got to hang out with Nick's baby, and that's enough because they're young and poor. They gotta...
Sure.
I don't want them to buy me anything.
I actually bought these like a long time ago.
Why is the Luke Skywalker black? He's the only one.
He's a fancy boy.
He is a fancy boy. No, him and Leia, they're both black.
Maybe they're part of like a core set.
Their box, I mean.
Maybe they're part of a core set.
Yeah,
like it's them, Han, Chewie.
It does bone. You have a black.
Chewbacca.
There's a what do you call it? A mystery box in there.
Yes.
And in this case, I got. And sorry, this is so visual, but people at home listening only. This is a tiny little pop toy box of.
There's a silver stormtrooper.
Silver stormtrooper. It's not miasma.
What's
what
her
was
bucket?
her name? Marsma.
Miasma.
What's her name?
Miasma, like the smoke that's like evil or whatever.
Yeah, the evil air. Not something I mean. I was talking about that this morning on TMS. So I
Oh.
just thought of it. What's her name?
Phasma.
Phasma. I knew it was something like that.
Plasma.
And then I got a Hammerhead from the original movie, and I love
Yeah,
Hammerhead
he's
from
cute.
the Cantina.
Those were the mystery ones.
Oh, I love it. Look at him with his little shriveled up head.
His weird little head.
Anyway, I love these, and they're great. So Carter did a good job and knows where I live.
Papa's Day.
You're welcome for that one night of...
No, stop.
Okay. Hey, you did a thing that we should talk about.
What should we talk? What is it?
And a question just occurred to me that did not occur to me until today, which I'm blown away by, because you did half and half for your high school time.
Yes.
Half at Westlake High School, half
my junior
at Harriman.
year, early in my junior year, I also had, I don't know if this is normal other places, but in Utah at least, 9th grade was part of junior high.
Yeah.
Except at my school. It was weird.
So 9th grade for me was junior high. Yours was not.
Mine was high
Yours
school.
was freshman
So yeah.
year.
I had freshman and sophomore year at Westlake, and then about halfway, maybe a little less than halfway through, I moved to Harriman.
Harriman.
Of junior year.
Harriman, short for Harry Man.
Harriman. Yeah. So junior year, I popped over.
Right. And you were not happy about it.
Because we moved.
You weren't happy about it.
No, I had friends finally.
And Nick wasn't happy about it. Nobody was happy about it.
No.
But yeah, but your friends over there were kind of lame.
Yeah, but I had them.
Yeah.
And then I moved, and then I didn't have friends.
But think of it this way: you wouldn't know Alicia. You wouldn't have any of these friends.
It worked out great, but I need you to understand why at the time it didn't feel great.
Life plays out the way that we make it, or something like that. Anyway, I mean, I'll admit we had a little parental guilt about moving the kids mid-teens.
Yeah.
That's hard.
It's a hard time.
Yeah. Had that happened to me when I was a teenager, I'd have been really mad at my
Middle
parents.
school to high school is like a hard transition.
Yeah. I think we knew this. We were mindful of it. It was just like, we just had to do it when we did it. If we hadn't have done it, we'd still be stuck in freaking Eagle Mountain. I don't want to live there
probably
anymore.
wouldn't have been able to go to school. It would have been a whole, The
timing was right, but at the moment, it was a little hard.
Yeah.
High school, man.
Now we know.
What a thing. But anyway, that was 10 years ago.
Yes, it was my 10-year
anniversary reunion. And you went back to
on Saturday.
So, okay, herein lies the question.
Yeah.
Is there a separate one happening but you didn't graduate from the other one. So it doesn't count.
Yeah, I am not part of the class of 2015 at Westlake. I'm part of the class of 2015 at Harriman.
No, that makes sense to me, but I wondered if there was any crossover if you'd want to go to theirs. It's not like you're going to get kicked out. I'm sorry, you're not.
I barely wanted to go to this one. That whistle that came out of your mouth was amazing.
It came out of my throat. My throat whistle. I don't do that normally.
That was crazy.
Hold on, though.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
The reason I went to this one at all, which I did not want to, is because Alicia, my dear friend and roommate, who also went to the same high school, wanted to go. And she did not want to go alone. And I was like, all right, I'm going to be a good friend. I'm going to go. It's fine. It's whatever.
It was only $25.
$20.
20. That's all? You guys got a deal.
It was $20. It was
my
dinner.
10-year, they wanted $85 a person.
Ugh.
Yeah. Guess what I didn't do?
$20 a dinner and dessert is what that basically paid for.
Yeah. And that was in the 90s.
It was so boring and lame. Let me just say.
That's how these are.
It was awful.
That's why Grosse Pointe Blank is a
awkward.
must-watch movie. Because it points out that they're lame.
I honestly, I wish I had been attempted murdered. It would have been far more interesting.
By a Russian guy with a pen?
Like, it was so weird and boring. The problem, too, is that I don't know if this is just my school or if this is like a thing. Very few people have actually left high school. Does that make sense?
Do you mean like mentally they're still sort of
a lot of them, yeah.
Okay.
Or they all still live in the same place and they all still hang out with each other and they all, like it's a lot of the people who were at this reunion at least were very much like still part of it.
Still into it. Still same friend groups.
Yeah.
A lot of Taylor's friends did that, but not her. She moved on with her life.
Yeah.
And they're all goofy.
Which saying this is hilarious
they're
because
weird now, her friends.
Yes, her friends have issues. But
no offense
saying this is silly because my two of my best friends I went to high school with.
Jerry and Lonnie Anderson.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
How did you remember?
Well, I keep track of these things.
No, but it's so funny because we knew each other in high school, but we weren't like close or anything. It was very much like we'd see each other in class and talk and that was it.
Yeah.
Not even lunches. We didn't even spend lunches together. But now we're like all best friends. So it's...
Yep. There's three of you,
it's
right?
weird.
Did this, in this case, three of you
yes.
went? Why not the others? They
didn't go to my high school?
Oh, I thought Natalie did.
Nope.
Oh. What do I know?
Natalie is from Tooele.
Well, I know, but
Tooele, Utah.
I thought she lived here during high school.
Nope.
And then went to Springville or something later.
Nope.
Really?
You're all confused. Anyway.
What do I know?
But yeah, no, it was super lame. And man, the freaking... Okay, so,
How do you know her then?
Natalie?
Yeah.
Through other people.
Oh.
So...
I thought they were all...
No, they all went to UVU together.
Oh, that's
And that's how I met them, is through friends who went to UVU.
But you went to the
and
U.
I went to the University of Utah, which is very separate.
We got we have U of U, UVU, and U of A.
Oh, yeah. And now there's UTech.
UTech.
Because it's different now.
Oh, we like the U's here.
We love the U's.
Yeah. We
Go
spell
Utes.
buzzard, the word buzzard, we spell with 14 U's. Just kidding. I made that up. Anyway, so you guys go, you bruised your knee.
Oh my gosh. So they used the cafeteria tables to sit like so it was at my school, my old school, my high school.
Yeah. And
all the tables were like lined up and you got your food and all this stuff. Which, by the way, the most white Utah thing in the world is to have your meal be Costa Vida, like buffet style.
Do you know who's laughing at this? I guarantee you, Kevin, aka
anyone
KT
who's
Data,
from
is
here
laughing his head off
or
in the
knows
chat.
stuff here. Like that's
lame.
It's so funny.
I mean, but they're also
and then crumble cookies after. I'm just it's
Did
so
the drinks come from fizz or what it's
No,
called?
that would have made it the perfect trifecta.
Piz. What is it?
Piz?
Piz?
Fizz.
Fizz?
Because soda?
Not fizz.
Swig.
Swig.
There's swig, fizz, so delicious. There's a million now.
I would not be embarrassed to say, like somebody said, where do you work? Oh, I'm in the corporate offices of Fizz or
Fizz and swig.
Swig. I would say that. But if someone asked me and I worked at the other one, I would have to say, I'm at So Delicious.
Yeah,
that makes me want to break
corporate
something.
office of So Delicious.
I couldn't work there, dude. I couldn't do it.
But yeah,
But we have these custom soda shops. They're very popular here. They kind
Very
of exploded
popular.
here, and now they're all over. They're pushing out to the rest of the country.
Definitely.
But
The soda
they kinda
shops where
started
it's
here.
like, oh, Dr. Pepper is your base, and then you add peach and
Some real fruit and
Coconut, whatever.
And it's cheap, and you get in line, and they take forever, and 'cause
Yeah.
it's so popular. They get wrapped around crowd. It's
yeah.
insane.
It's hilarious
how this
to
took off.
see them on like a Monday morning.
It's
At like 6 a.m. These things, the line is wrapped around the place.
crazy. Soda is the vice here.
It is.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
No question about it. But anyway, and all these coffee shops exist. It's just they're just sort of like weirdos.
It's all like middle-age-ish, like young to middle-aged moms
yeah.
taking their kids to school. Kind of
25 to 35 is the
clientele,
range.
yeah.
And they're like, if they're not going to soccer games, PTA meetings, or swig, they're not doing anything.
That's
the three things.
They don't exist.
Three things they do. I held up 5 fingers when I did that. Three things.
Three things. Who went to Westlake now?
Well, anyway, so you
I
bruised your knees
the
again.
hell out of my knees,
Just like high
from
school.
these stupid cafeteria tables that I used to bruise my knees on all the time. Now I have big bruises on both my knees.
Did you know that I didn't tell you this? It's the wrong school, so it wouldn't have made sense. But I really wanted to drive you guys there.
No, and then take a
halfway
dump.
there, have to take a dump at a construction site.
No,
Just to bring back the memories.
I don't like it.
Oh, it was such a good
That's
time.
upsetting. Do you want to go look at your text really quick? I just sent you some photos.
These are knee photos?
No, these are ball photos.
Oh,
So
right.
our mascot is a Mustang,
Yeah, Mustangs are famously male,
uncastrated
horses.
So there's a big horse statue in the lobby.
This one's great.
And so I got two angles. I got a front and a back for you.
Yeah. What did they think when they did this? It's a school full of immature boys mainly.
Oh, yeah. No, there's a fence around it now. When I was going to school, there was a velvet rope around it. That stopped no one.
No, people run up and they slap these
Slap
these
the balls.
nuts. So hold on a second, though. Why? Whose idea? It's not even that old of a school, so it's not like you can go, back in the 1400s, it was whatever.
It's only like 15, 16 years old. It's really young.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking at some of these people
yeah,
in the
no,
background. It kind of makes me uncomfortable.
Oh, don't look at the people in the background.
It makes me uncomfortable. But look at that. Big old horse nuts. And they're
Big old horse nut.
and the kids would, I mean, if this was my high school, that'd be rubbed down to a nub. There'd
I'm
be nothing
shocked
there.
it's not, honestly, because the way that people handled them before, there's no way that kids still aren't. Although the fence was like spiky. You could not climb over that thing.
Oh, yeah. Look at I didn't even notice that. It's got little.
Not easily, at least.
So they've made it harder.
Yep. They knew.
Also,
They should have known before.
This is the logo that is straight up ripped off of the Denver Broncos. You guys just stole that.
Yep.
Well,
I didn't do
you.
nothing.
You didn't do anything. Hold on. I'm going to Harriman. How you spell it?
Big old horse testes.
Harriman.
Do you know how to spell?
I don't know how to spell that dumb town.
H-E-R-R.
H-E-R-R.
I-man.
I-man. Hold on. Harriman High
Who sneeze?
logo. Don't yawn on our show about.
I wasn't yawning. I was going to sneeze.
Oh, you're going to sneeze. Okay.
Don't yell at me.
Look at this, you guys. This is so embarrassing to me. Oh, gosh. LinkedIn.
It's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny. I'm just going to put it up here on the thing. You won't see
It's
it.
a baby school.
But look at that horse. That's straight up ripped off from the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
I can't believe they got away with that.
Straight up. Like, not even funny.
Broncos logo. I'm just going to compare. I realize this is a bit of a stretch. Okay, here it is. Okay, the Broncos one looks a little more angry. Here, I'll put it up here so you can see it.
Yeah, high schoolers aren't as pissed off.
Okay, he's a little more pissy.
Yeah.
Like he's in the big leagues now.
You're like, meh.
But come on, dude.
No,
the
it's
line work.
straight up.
It's just like, it's the same horse, just a different day.
It's the same horse, different day.
Yeah.
Different colors.
The Broncos one is when he's sick of people touching his nuts
Yeah.
in school.
He's starting to get mad.
Starting to have it out.
But yeah, no, it's
Anyway.
dumb. High school's dumb.
Yeah, high school's dumb. So you saw people that you knew, but it was it mostly just sort of like, okay.
It was mostly that, dude. The amount of, first of all,
The reason I act so dumb about this is I never
people
went.
have.
I never went to any of
Yeah.
mine because of these reasons.
the amount of children people have at 28 years old is wild to me. The amount of divorces people have at 28 is wild.
What do you think? What percentage wise?
Well, the most I knew about is one, because Alicia knew everyone. She was like friends with the popular kids. She wasn't popular, but she was like friends with the popular kids, so she knew everybody.
She was like me in high school.
She was telling me some tea, and apparently at least one person in our graduating class has been through 3 divorces in 10 years.
That's quite a bit.
And has like 6 kids.
That's like Donald Trump levels of divorce.
It's crazy.
So what's in the water? What's going on with that?
I don't know.
I think it's just everywhere.
A lot of kids.
Young marriages. Yeah.
It was funny because mostly I was avoiding certain people because there's some people from high school I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. And then one kid I knew, he was mostly just a class friend. His name's Taylor.
Yeah.
He approached me and was like, oh my gosh, Carter, it's so good to see you. He actually went to the World of Warcraft showing we did, which I did not remember at all.
Yeah.
Really nice kid, but he brought his wife, and his wife is like the coolest person ever. And my brain was like, you're a big nerd. How did you pull this like awesome chick?
Yeah. Yeah. You never know, right?
Yeah.
You never
but
know.
they were really, that was like, they were like the cool ones in the show. We got approached by a lot of awkward people. One kid who had a crush on one of my friends in high school and was like clearly still not over it and was weird.
Yeah. I mean, the decade isn't very long. It seems like it,
should
but
be.
it isn't
Should
really.
be longer.
Yeah. A decade to me now is nothing, but back then it was huge.
It reminded me just how much I enjoy not being in high school.
Yeah. Well, think about it. When I went to my high school reunion, or when I would have,
Yeah.
I had Taylor was 3. You were
I was
just
a
born.
little baby.
You were born 2 months prior. That's a huge difference
Instead,
in
I'm
10
like
years.
showing people pictures of my dog.
Of Ripley?
Yeah. Like, yes, I have a dog and a cat.
Did you worry that any of these classmates are like, oh, her and Alicia went full lesbian or something?
Oh,
Like,
for sure there were a couple people who thought that. Because we had a couple people be like, oh my gosh, because I didn't realize how much I did in high school compared to my friends. Because I thought I was a big loser who did nothing. Turns out, I actually knew a lot more people than I thought. And also, I just sent you the picture of it. I was in the film thing, like we filmed all the school events and stuff.
Oh, weird.
So I have a quote in the yearbook. We were looking through our yearbook. I have a quote in the yearbook that is the funniest quote given the context of now.
We're going to look at this together.
Yep.
Can I put this up? You're okay with that?
Yep.
Okay. Here we go.
Go for it.
Let's blow this up. First, let's talk
awkward as
about
hell.
Ethan McLean.
Yeah, I just noticed
Oh,
Ethan McLean.
her name's Madison Park, but above her head says Ethan McLean. Is this from a different
Oh,
crop?
that's
Probably
a different
cropped.
picture.
Okay.
Probably.
She says, I just love it. Or I just love it. MTV3 rocks my world.
That was our filming thing.
Why does it say she was 12?
That's grade 12. Seniors.
Oh.
The funniest thing is the Daniel Marcus kid, which I didn't even notice until I just sent you the picture. Read his.
All right, well, let's go to his first. Daniel Marcus says, this class sucks. It was better last year, Daniel Marcus.
Like, what a crazy
grade 12.
thing to put in the
That is crazy.
yearbook.
He's either a real edgelord or he thought he was being funny.
I don't remember
All right, here's
him.
Carter with her hair right there.
Don't look
in
at
the
my
middle.
hair and my glasses.
It says,
like,
it's
dork.
behind the camera where I belong. I'm too, not too,
I'm too awkward.
I'm too awkward to be in front of it, says
Which is
Carter.
so funny now.
Yeah, look at you right here.
How the tables turn
Streaming,
in front of the camera.
podcasting.
Podcasting.
That's amazing.
Yeah, really funny. But
What are you doing on this microphone? What is this about?
I don't know. I was awkward as hell. I was 18. Give me a break.
You had the most eyebrows of anyone I ever.
Probably 17.
Right here?
I
17?
still have the most eyebrows.
And you get that pointy, the head's all pointy.
Yep.
Look like a member of Devo.
It's
the
bad.
helmet.
It's not good.
Look, we were all in high school once.
What's funny is I'm like wearing like a dress here, right?
Yeah.
I would wear dresses as my teenage rebellion
Yeah.
in school.
Yeah. Because everybody else was, whatever
Well,
trends.
The teachers would get mad at me because I was tall, so my knees would show.
Oh, no.
Which, oh my goodness, dress code.
Oh, no.
And so that was my like weird teenage dirtbag phase, was
dare
wearing
you.
dresses all the time.
Yeah.
And hats,
Did you
which
wear
the hats I used to get in big
Should
trouble
wear
for.
tube socks for your teenage dirtbag time.
Why? What?
Because that's what it says in the
Turd?
song.
Because turd?
She's tubes and how she rocks and something and tube socks.
Do you know this song?
She doesn't know who I am. I love that song.
She doesn't give a damn about me.
Like, you know what I like about that song?
What?
It fits every generation in some way.
Oh, yeah.
But it fits
It's
mine
relatable.
perfectly because mine had the tube socks, the Iron Maiden, all of the stuff they talk about is like pulled from my life. So I own that song more than any other generation gets to own it. Same with Breakfast Club. We get to have it. It's ours. Everyone's can enjoy it, but it's ours.
Sure.
No. Anyway, everyone's awkward. That's true, chat. We agree.
Oh, yeah. But I was especially awkward.
What about
I'm still
the
kind of awkward.
Okay, so then this brought around this story that I had never heard.
Oh, yeah.
I am your dad, so that means I should have been.
I swear I
privy to
told you about this.
I cannot believe I never heard this.
I can't believe either.
But you had a teacher have a heart attack in class?
In front of me.
In front of you?
Yeah, I was in the class.
So it's this guy that had a condition, right?
So he was in the military. He was actually moving debris at 9/11. Like, was
Jeez.
like firefighter, military, whatever. So he was a very like, that was trauma for him.
Yeah.
So he had a bunch of conditions from that, from breathing in smoke, from just injuring himself a lot and like overdoing it basically. He was like a paratrooper too or something. So his back was messed up.
Dude.
He was crazy.
He's like the guys.
He was a history teacher.
He's like Jon Stewart's always talking about these guys. He's one of those guys. Yeah.
He's intense.
All right.
But like a circus fire.
A circus what?
A circus fire?
What's a circus? I don't know what the...
Intense.
Oh, I want to die. Is that really
Anyway.
a thing to say?
I don't know. I just said it.
How do you feel now that you said that out
I feel
loud?
better. I feel like it's out of my system.
It's in mine now.
Anyway, he was one of those guys. So he had a bunch of issues, but his heart condition was like a known thing. He had like a heart monitor and stuff.
Yeah.
So he, in class, his heart monitor goes off, and we're all like, "Oh, are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm totally fine. It's not a big deal."
Yeah.
And he gets up and he gives this whole like Dead Poet Society style speech about being good people and doing the right thing and all this stuff, right?
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
We're all just like, what is going? Like, he was kind of dramatic, so it wasn't that unusual, but it was a little bit like, okay, I guess. And then he sits at his desk and he collapses.
Did you think this
Just,
was like
face
his
plant.
last thing to say? Before
I don't know.
It started tweaking, and he went
Tweaking.
up. I got to get up and
Yeah. So
Let it
he
rip.
has a heart attack. His monitor goes crazy. There was a kid in our class who was training to be a firefighter. So
Yeah.
he gets up immediately and just like knows what to do.
yeah.
Ambulance is called. He's like, by the time the ambulance gets there, he's like conscious again, but he's still like lying on the floor, like,
Right.
but he's like talking.
Yeah.
So we're all like freaking out because we're a bunch of teenagers. And then the ambulance comes in, takes him away. And then he came back probably a month later in a wheelchair. And I'm pretty sure he's still stuck in a wheelchair.
Damn.
But yeah,
Is he still at the school?
crazy. No,
Doesn't teach there.
there was only 3 teachers still left at the school that I had. And it was not surprising because they were all ones who were like really intensely into our school.
What was the class?
It was social studies.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah,
I would just blow me away.
it was crazy.
I feel like I would. I don't know why I haven't heard this story.
It was that and the big cat fight that happened my senior year that were like the most remarkable things.
That I knew about. That one I knew.
The one that went viral on Twitter.
Yeah.
That girl's freaking thong went flying across the room.
Yeah. Why was she wearing a thong at
I
school?
don't know.
It's just not
It was
cool.
crazy.
Yeah, that was a good one. I wonder if you could find that article. Think that still exists? I mean, the internet goes forever, right?
I've looked. I cannot find it.
It wasn't Westlake. It was Harriman.
Harriman. Everything I look up is like child killed in fight at school or something. And I'm like, that's not what that was.
No. Viral fight. Let's just see. Harriman man charged. Nope.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. It was years and years ago.
Yeah, it was. These are all 2020. Let's see. 20. I'll put a year in. 2015.
But yeah, no, some girls just got in a fight. Of course it was over a boy, which is like the lamest thing you can fight over. But it was like, you know how women fight. It's a lot scarier than guys.
I mean, it depends
There's
on
no
the guy,
rules.
but yeah, there are no rules.
Yeah.
I don't-
Nails, like one girl's fake nails were chipping off and flying everywhere.
Dude, what
hair
was
was
this
pulled
over?
out, like
What was it-
chunks of hair.
What was it over?
A boy.
Who was it? Who was the boy?
I have no idea.
How do you think he's doing today?
I
People think
Don't
things are
know.
so. Think the high school's so important. That fight, this boy, my
Yeah.
car.
Fighting over a boy is
my
so
date.
lame.
It's just so lame.
But yeah, it was crazy.
But we all did it. We were all there. Yeah, Molly says there were 3 suicides your senior year. Nick had like a whole bunch of those.
There was a lot in Westlake too.
Yeah.
My sophomore year.
I only had
It's depressing.
one that I knew of, and that was in junior high. I will not do the middle-aged person thing of going, back in my day, I only had one my whole time in
I
school.
only had one. What's wrong with
As
these
if it's
kids
something
these
wrong with these
days?
kids. Yeah, because I don't think it's true. I think I probably just wasn't told about the others. But
Yeah.
this one kid, did I ever tell you about this? Kind of wrecked me.
No.
So a week prior, the Friday prior, me and this kid in my art class got in a fight. Mm-hmm. This isn't the fight where I broke my pinky.
No.
This is the one where I've only been in one physical altercation in my life. And
I always say I haven't been in any fights. I've just punched people in the face and then they don't.
You start and end the fight with one punch. You're one punch man. Or one punch
I'm
girl.
one punch girl.
Yeah. So anyway, we go, what was I saying?
I don't know.
Oh, the Friday, me and this kid got in a fight because he had copied my art for something. And I was annoyed.
Yeah.
And I said, that's lame. You should do your own thing. And I'm just like 9th grade.
Okay.
8th grade, 9th
Little
grade.
baby.
Pretty young. And the next Monday, we get a thing on the, this is Principal Butthole. We just want to let everyone know that so-and-so took his own life over the weekend, which is a weird thing to do in school.
It's crazy to announce that.
Yeah. And this kid I fought with hung himself. And for the longest time,
You felt guilty?
I thought it was because of our fight.
I mean, there's no way that was true. But
No, it was. I found out later it wasn't, and I got pulled aside because I was really having a hard time, and my teacher was like, "We need to work this out." And anyway, somehow somebody talked to their parents, and it was like, "You don't know the whole story. You never do about these things. This had nothing to do with it. It didn't even contribute to it."
No.
But I thought it did.
Yeah, that's horrific.
That was really hard.
That's rough.
Yeah, I didn't
Especially
like
at that age. Just junior high is rough on its own.
Junior high is a nightmare.
Yeah.
I love that art class though. It was Mr. Boyd Winterstrom, my favorite teacher I ever did have.
Favorite.
That guy he is probably teacher-wise singular in my decision to do what I wanted to do. He's the only adult outside my parents. Mm-hmm. And my dad and my mom are always supportive. But that's different because your parents, that's
have
their
to.
default job.
Well,
so
they're supposed to.
They're supposed to. I know not everybody does, and
Yeah.
I'm not trying to diminish that, but it also just feels default, so it's not enough.
Yeah.
It's like when your parents go, "Oh my gosh, your art's so good. It could be in a book right now." And you just kind of go, "Mom, Dad.
Like, you don't
stop
know.
it. You don't know how this works." You still do that to some degree.
Yeah, I do.
And I understand it. But Boyd Winterstrom, Mr. Winterstrom,
Yep.
Mr. W, we called him, that dude behind me the entire time was like so supportive and was like, do this, draw this. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
Don't listen
yeah.
to this. Make sure you draw
I wish I had a teacher like that.
Oh,
I
he was
never
so
did.
great. I never did again. He was
Yeah,
the only one I
that's
ever had.
so lucky.
I know.
We were talking about all our art teachers.
Changed my life.
'cause
Died
we were
young,
at the
though.
reunion.
Got the cancer.
Aw, that's sad.
Nice people get cancer and die.
A huge bummer.
Yeah, but I talked to him on and off for years. I would, like 20 years after high school.
Yeah.
Which would have been what? 2007.
Yeah.
I sent him a
Do you want to
message
hear
on Facebook and just said, "Hey, I don't think you have any idea how big a deal it was."
influential you were?
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, no,
That's so
that's
sweet.
great to hear. I'm doing this now, and I published these two." But he was doing all this fun stuff.
Do you want to hear my art teacher story?
Yeah. Oh, is this the one I hate? That makes me want to kill somebody.
I don't know. Which one's that?
Wasn't there one that just? There was somebody who really pissed. No, I'm thinking of Mrs. Payne. Never mind.
Payne was a pain.
Payne was a pain.
She was horrible.
Yeah, her name.
No, she was generally horrible. But art teacher wise, in high school, they had this teacher named Fotu, and she was
Fotu.
so awful to me.
Is that a real name?
Yeah.
Was she Islander?
Yeah, she was married to one. She's a little white lady, but married to an Islander.
Okay.
I believe her husband was Tongan. Anyway, yeah.
Tui Tupo. That was the guy I knew.
Oh.
His name was Tui Tupo.
Out of context, that's just sounds like you're being racist.
Well, no. His name was Tui
Tongan,
Tupo.
Tui Tupo.
And we loved him, and we called him Tui.
Yeah.
And he was super fitness freak, but he was so much fun to work out with because he was really nice. He's like, you do that to your shoulders, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt you, boy. It's gonna hurt you, boy. He'd call me boy.
Are you into fitness?
No.
Fitness wiener in your mouth?
That's worse than the other joke. Where did you get that? Oh my gosh. I've failed.
Anyway.
Happy Father's Day. I've failed.
This art teacher, she didn't like me very clearly. And she refused to let me into the AP class, the AP art class.
Advanced placement.
The advanced placement, even though I qualified and had all the stuff, because in her words, cartoons are not real art. You need to get serious before I let you into my art class.
Did you just put a boot right up her hooter?
I was just like, and I'm done. I don't want to be in your art class anymore.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, she sucked. She didn't like me because I would draw cartoons. I wouldn't just draw cartoons. I did the assignments. I did the, what are they called? The
fruit bowls.
Yeah, like those, the still lifes.
Still lifes, all that.
I did them all. And I did well in all of these things. But as soon as I was drawing a cartoon, she'd be like, you need to get serious about art. And I'd be like, shut up and leave me alone.
Honestly, it's actually kind of crazy how impactful in a negative or positive way these random humans you have for a very brief time in your life can be. I don't think she understands just how lousy that is.
Yeah, how sucky it was. And it's so funny because like
that makes me want to spit
of course
in
I
her
was
food.
like, of course cartoons are real art. I'm around them and I'm seeing them and I'm seeing people do them in professional capacities.
There's no question.
No, there's no question. But her attitude made me immediately be like, you're going to be a teacher for the rest of your life.
Yeah, what's she doing?
And you're bitter about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always tell the bitter ones.
You can always tell. And it's so funny because like that could have easily discouraged me. Honestly, I don't think I've ever had an art teacher who encouraged me. Only discouraging.
How many were men versus ladies?
Two
versus
two
one.
men to 1, 2, 3 women
Three
in high
women?
school.
I'm trying to find
That's
a connection
just in high
there.
school.
It's hard. But I had the same problem.
I think there's a level of
My high school art teachers were very dismissive of
artist
what I was
turned
doing.
teacher that they get a little uppity and full of themselves.
Yeah, probably.
They can.
Thing is, Mrs. Borup ended up being
Really cool. Later.
in the end,
Yeah.
later in life, and I've talked to her now. Even she's in her like late 70s, super sweet and kind, and we'll talk back and forth and here and there. But in high school, she was freaking rude and mean and dismissive of cartoonists.
Yep.
And illustration, anything outside of painterly.
Yeah.
Here's a traditional
yeah.
art. She was super anti.
Yep. I had one teacher in high school.
It kind of just motivated me though. It just made me mad.
Like, you know what? F you. I'm going to show you.
Yeah, I kind of did.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes
that's what I did.
spite works.
Because I went to one of her classes like 12 years later.
Yeah. To teach,
To
right?
teach,
Like you did
to
like
do a
little
day.
guest.
She invited me. She
Yeah.
says, hey, I'd love to have you come and talk to
Which
my
is
kids
so
about what
cool.
you do. And I said, hey, that'd be great. And all the while in my mind, I'm going, you used to hate my stuff. You gave me F's on things. Anyway, I go into this class and and she was very nice. The class was awesome. And I'm explaining all the things I'm doing and what I planned on doing. And, digital hadn't even happened yet, really, not in a massive way. But I was talking some about that and,
Wasn't as broadly accepted.
Photoshop, this and that. And I said, oh, and here's a piece from my class with Mrs. Borup. Her name was Mrs. Borup. Borup, we'd say.
Borp.
And I held it up, and it was a caricature of Eddie Van Halen.
Oh.
When he was with he was always with Van Halen.
Yeah.
And he was in like a denim jacket and just that look. I think he had a guitar. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, class, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. Isn't this great? This is one of my favorite things he ever did. That's why he's here today. She was like being really complimentary.
Yeah.
And while I'm aiming it at the class, I'm looking at the bottom corner that says D-, do better, something, style over something, like she's ripping on me on the thing as she's praising
That's so funny.
And I told her, I said, look what you gave me on it. And she was like, no, I didn't write that. I said,
You definitely
I wrote
did. Yeah, why? To what end?
but she's super nice now, and I don't hold any grudges or
That's
anything.
nice.
But Winterstrom should have lived forever. He was amazing.
Yeah.
We had a class effort to make we all combined to make basically our own kind of Mad magazine in class.
Yeah.
So somebody would do the cover. We would all choose. We were editors, and we would all choose who was the best cover. Somebody would have regular stuff, like this one guy did a thing where Carl Sagan traveled around with some kid and did science.
That's so cute.
I did the kind of Don Martin single page stuff.
Yeah.
Some other kid would do longer form, whatever. And every month we had this thing. It was
Little
just
zine.
cheap pop. Yeah, it was a zine.
Yeah.
Cheap copy paper stapled at the corners. Not a big deal.
No, a big
but
deal
it
when
meant
you're in
so
high
much
school.
to us. Oh, I loved it.
Or when you're a kid.
Yeah, we were junior high. I loved it. Anyway,
I love that.
it's also the first place I saw Michael Jackson's Thriller video was in his class. Because he wanted us to see it. He thought that was cool.
That's
and
so
he's
funny.
Like, you might get inspired by
I had
this.
one art teacher who was so bad and so just like not fun to be around that there was a kid, I won't name him, but we didn't like each other in high school very much. Mostly because he was the art prodigy. And I would tease him about it, and he did not like that. And so he was kind of mean to me.
Yeah.
We were mean to each other.
Yeah.
So we did not get along. And we both had this art teacher, and he was so bad.
You didn't see him at this thing, by the way. He's not at the...
The kid?
Yeah.
Yes.
You did see him?
Oh, he was there.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I didn't talk to him, though.
All right. Why didn't you?
I don't know. He was off talking to other people. He was one of the more popular kids, so he had like butt friends.
Butt friends?
Butt friends. Anyway, he...
I didn't have any butt
He and I
friends.
did not get along, but our art teacher we had together was so bad that we became friends in his class just for his class because we had to like work against this art teacher.
That's great. It's like, what's that like? It's like a comic book when Batman and the Joker have to work together for a couple issues.
For a greater cause or whatever.
for a better Gotham, you know? That's great. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, teachers, just know this. Oh, and Dr. Calhoun said I would have called her out in front of everyone. I did.
Yeah.
And
Teachers,
she was like, no.
you will influence kids in one way or the other. Try to be a positive influence.
Yeah. And if you're not a teacher, you're just an adult that's around kids, be positive.
Yeah.
Help
be cool.
these kids do stuff.
Because they'll remember you as either the cool one or the one who sucked.
And it's massive, the impact you have.
Oh, yeah.
People don't understand. And part of it's we don't pay them enough and don't appreciate it enough. So
Oh, for sure.
we certainly don't understand it from a cultural perspective. But it's true.
It's true.
All right. Let's move on to some stuff.
All right.
I went to the mall and I went to an arcade for Father's Day.
Yeah.
Me and Mom.
Without your kids, which I think is funny.
Yep. And we had a ball. But man, these steering wheels and all the stuff you have to touch, frickin' gross.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way that stuff was clean.
Well,
So, Mom with her little spray thing the whole time. You're constantly doing that.
It's so gross.
But I also was a little bummed out. I've realized that modern arcades, you can still have a good time in there, and there are opportunities for fun. Mm-hmm. But if it isn't a multi-machine connected racing game, it's mostly ticket shit and mostly luck stuff. It's so little. It's not. There aren't video games anymore.
It's kid gambling.
Not really. It's kid gambling.
Yeah.
And it's all about, I have enough tickets to buy a fake nose and glasses or whatever. And in the meantime, I'm just going, so I pull this thing and hope something falls out. This is dumb.
Still fun.
Is it?
I have fun.
The money, though, it just feels like a waste.
The money.
Listen, with video games, at least you have a skill ceiling and you can try to reach it. And there's still, like I said, this place had some of that.
There's like big Pac-Man and big asteroids. Not asteroids. Space Invaders.
Space Invaders, yeah. That was actually on free play for a couple of days.
Oh, really?
They do these things where certain machines will have.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it's kind of
so
cool.
people actually get moved around the arcade.
Yeah, I think so. But
There's Dance. That's fun.
It is it
DDR.
Is it though?
It is if you're not
Old
50 something.
Well, okay, let me tell you this. I'm still hurting from this. There was this. Have you played the snowboard one where the snowboard swivels and moves?
No, that might be new.
Might be. I think it's an older game, but that's new to this
the
location.
machine might be new.
And you have to turn and swivel and tilt on it, just like a snowboard. It's actually pretty cool. My back is killing me after that thing.
Ooh.
It made me do things I'm not used to.
You should probably stretch more often.
Well, why not just be hunched over like I am right now?
Yeah.
Why not that? You think that?
Why not that? That's not helping.
Help? What is in you? What are you eating?
Nothing.
Candy necklace.
It's a bracelet.
Do you know how gross those are? Because when you guys were, I'm not saying this one's like that, but when you guys were kids, you'd wear candy necklaces out in the sun, running around, sweating like
all
pigs,
day,
and then come back and just
have
chewing
it
this.
in your mouth.
Like, so gross. And you have little colored dots around your neck.
The worst part is that I don't know if this is. Oh yeah, it is. So these fabricy strings. Sometimes they're plastic, but these ones are like fabricy, and so whenever you suck on them as a kid, the fabric would start to get really gross and like
full of spit
and like kind of falling apart and like tearing. It was really bad.
It's like when we were kids, they would say, "These dum suckers. This is the appetizer, and this is the main course. The stick part.
The freaking stick.
I love dum-dums.
What was this sucker that had the stick that was plastic, so it didn't do that paper thing?
Oh,
and then
there's a bunch of those, but
there was a hole through the center though, so you could blow.
Blow pops.
Maybe they are blow pops. Because I just remember, we would take the gum and stick it on the end and then blow. And it would make the.
Those are
that might be the purpose of that, actually.
Might have been, but I think those aren't as good for the environment. You can recycle these.
You can recycle. You can also just eat them.
You can just go ahead and have some fiber in your
through your
diet.
body.
Some paper fiber. Anyway, so that was fun. We did that. GoldenEye.
What?
Not the movie, not the game, but a person named Golden Eyes
Oh.
wrote in about some Mr. Rogers stuff.
Okay.
And I'm going to read this now. This came to us at voicecast.app/Monday and says, "Hey, Carter and Scott, I wanted to comment on something you discussed about Mr. Rogers. I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the home of Mr. Rogers, which brings pride to the area. I'm not claiming to be an expert on him or anything, but Scott mentioned a few times when Mr. Rogers said, quote, look to the helpers or look for the helpers, suggesting that for adults, it's more of a call to action to become the helpers. I still say that. I think you make a good point, and it's something I've never considered before, but I believe you're right about that. It says, the one thing I'll say is that it's not just kids he's advising to look for the helpers, but anyone in a time of crisis who can't help themselves. Nothing makes me feel more like a kid than being in the middle of a bad situation and unable to help myself or others. Just my 2 cents on the whole thing. Peace and love.
Yeah.
Golden eyes. Yeah. I agree with that.
It's more of like a be a helper if you can, and if you can't, find the helpers.
Yeah, it's basically the airplane put the oxygen on you first, and then help the kid next to you.
It's so funny how we both do it. There's something about anxiety that when there isn't, because anxiety is like, oh, you feel like there's an emergency all the time, and because there's not, your body reacts badly.
Yeah,
where you're just like, I should be running around, but I'm not.
But when there is one,
suddenly your brain is like, this is what we were made for.
I'm so good at it.
Like, we got this.
You guys want us when
like the
things
heart
go
attack
down.
teacher.
Yeah, like the heart attack teacher, or anything. When that kid had a seizure in the living room playing Mario Kart Double Dash in my house.
Whenever Van cut his finger the other day and was going to pass out, all of us were like, all right, what do we do?
Yeah, no, we know exactly what to do, but then we think about it later and we're like, oh, we worry. It's so lame.
It's so, our brains are stupid.
Yeah, but if when shit goes down, let's go.
Yeah, we got it.
But when it's slow and not happening,
it's the worst.
It's the worst.
It sucks so bad.
I agree. Not that I'm asking for more chaos.
It's the whole, like, you feel like you're being chased by a tiger. So when the tiger's actually chasing you, it's like a little bit of like, yes, I knew it.
Yeah. Definitely have that feeling.
I was prepared for this the whole time.
Here's a call from Scuba Geek about temperatures. And I don't think Claire's here, but he did something for her. So
okay.
Here's that.
Good morning, Miss Carter and Scott. Scuba Geek here, using the R-O-B-O-T voice just to piss Claire off. Sead Mila Failte, Claire. Listening to this Monday show, and you are complaining about the temperature being in the 90s. I live in Las Vegas. We are in temperatures of 107 to 108 all week, and likely will continue for the next 2 months. I will not be going outside until September, for likelihood of exploding into flames. I moved to Vegas last year, but I grew up in upstate New York, near the Canadian border. I'm not built for desert living. Too old, too fat, too hairy. That is all. Still listening, still writing in, and on occasion leaving voicemail at half speed. Okay, goodbye.
I feel like he's stoned on this one. He's stoned when he made it. Yeah, he used the AI voice converter thing for his call to piss off Claire.
It weirds me out.
It's a little bit weird. He also says geek instead of geek, which is weird.
Geek?
Yeah, I saw the transcript. It says geek, but this thing thinks it's geek.
So weird.
Dumb.
Yeah, no, I get that it's a bajillion degrees in Vegas.
I'm about to find out myself next week.
I also hate how hot it is here.
Well,
I know it's only 90s. Oh, it's only 90 degrees. We have 108.
It's dry.
Dry is better. Desert heat is better than
jungle heat.
Jungle heat,
I agree.
for sure.
I agree.
Or like swamp heat.
I like the heat. You just like cold. You're weird.
I like the cold. I'm built for it.
I'm built for this. I'm
built like a seal. You're built like a lizard.
I'm a dirt lizard.
Dirt lizard.
I love this. I love desert. I'm so excited about this drive down there. As long as the car holds together, I don't care. Because I love the canyon areas. I love being in that Red Rock area. I love being down there in the heat of it all.
I hate it. Yesterday, there was like a point where we were outside for a second, and it was so violently hot that I couldn't be out there for more than 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm going to pass out. It's so painful.
Yeah, but this isn't that bad. 90, 93, whatever.
I hate it. I'm not made for it. I am lucky that we just got a ceiling fan for my room, though.
Yeah, that's true.
It's keeping me alive.
A strange man installed it.
A strange man? Well, he's not that strange.
His name was Dan.
Mom knows him.
Well, he's your brother's. He works for your brother.
Yeah.
Or no.
Her brother.
Sorry, her brother.
He
doesn't work for Nick.
Mom's brother. My uncle.
Your uncle's brother. No.
No. Well, yes, but no.
Your uncle's employee.
My mother's brother's employee.
Who is your uncle? It's his employee.
Yes.
Nailed it. That sounds like your arm pop again. Your shoulder is gross. All right. Here is What is this? Scuba Geek.
You already did it.
Oh, I did. Here is Zicam. Zicam.
Zicam.
This is like some of doctors are going to prescribe to you. Anyway, here's
Ask your doctor if Zicam is right for you.
That's right. Here's what he has
May
to say.
cause explosive diarrhea.
Ew, we don't want that pill.
Hi, Scott and Carter. Just listened to the Monday show for this week, and you were asking about those robotic voices narrating YouTube videos, maybe describing a movie or telling a story, and wondering who the hell listens to that crap. Well, I can tell you one person is my father, who happens to be 92 years old, spends a lot of time sitting in front of the computer and just watching YouTube videos of usually bad stories that are just narrated by this robotic voice, and it's so annoying. But, he doesn't know any better and has not much better to do, so he spends a lot of time watching crap like that. And I'm sure there's a lot of people like him that make up all those viewing hours. So that's one source that I thought you might want to know about. Anyway, thanks. Enjoy the show and keep it up. Bye.
I guess it's all about, in my head, it's about how it's delivered. So I'm getting it as part of my For You page, my public For You page on TikTok, and it's just mixed in with a cat video and a car thing and a fail video and then some song, and then back to there's a guy going, the man walks into the house, the man picks up the dog, and then the man eats the dog, or whatever they say.
Yeah.
And I just go, who's this for? So I guess if somebody's going to these places per account and going, I'm just going to look at all your content.
It has to be per person, but I can't fathom millions of people who like these videos.
Oh, they're all popular.
Yeah, I don't get that. That's what I don't get. I'm like, I get it's to some people's tastes.
But also, if they can't see it very well, how are they seeing the like buttons? How are the comments getting made? Like, somebody's just into it.
Someone's into it.
And I don't think it's, I think the father is, I think he's maybe a unique use case, and it does make sense for him.
Yeah.
But I don't think most of these people are that.
Yeah, why is it so many people?
I just couldn't.
Maybe
I could
we're
be wrong.
weird. Excuse me. Maybe we're the freaks.
Are you all right? You know what that's from?
Eating candy.
Eating that disgusting neck candy.
It's not neck
Wrist
candy.
Same thing.
Wrist candy sounds like a drug.
What's that even made of?
I don't know. Sugar. Look, it has a mermaid tail.
Don't tell Stephanie. She'll lose her mind.
Oh my gosh.
Or who else? Who's in here? So's Amy. So you got two mermaids who are going to...
Two whole mermaids. I'm going to eat this tail.
Do it. Do it in front of them right now.
I don't want to. It's
right.
really big.
It is big, don't eat it. That's it for your calls. Thanks for those once again. Super nice of you guys to send those in.
Where can people send them again?
Well, they can keep sending them to voicecast.app/Monday.
Wow.
And that's linked over at frogpants.com/Monday. And there's one other place they can go, which is patreon.com/The Monday Show. Why go there? Well, they can be like longtime supporters, Alex Erickson or Leslie Victorine, who's in the chat as well.
Yes.
James K. Grammer. We love J.K. Grammer.
James K.
James K. He also supports us since all the way back March 5th, 2024, when we started the show.
Wow. Well, we started in February, I believe.
Did we?
But I think we started the Patreon in March.
I do. Oh, yeah.
We started a little
late.
later.
You're right.
Yeah.
About a month late. So anyway, if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's a great thing to do. You're going to get cool pre-show every week. Although this week was weird because Carter was gone for half of it.
Sorry.
It's totally fine.
You'll get
She was
that
starving.
cool pre-show of you yelling at me and calling me, even though the calls didn't go through.
No ads ever. That's really important.
It's pretty cool.
Stickers in the mail. We just shipped the rabbit riding a rabbit. Mm-hmm. Those are fun. Carter's are next. She'll be doing July. Do you have anything in mind?
I have no idea what I'm doing.
You'll come up with something awesome, but you got to collect them all. You can only do it at patreon.com/The Monday Show. That's going to do it.
That is going to do it.
Do you have anything else that we have missed that you want to say?
Nothing else at all.
Well, then goodbye.